independent hoe, I'm all about my businesses. I consistently continue to bring energy and known to keep it popping like I'm full of electricity. Try to hold me out, I wish you would have the audacity. Take a reflexive, now I'm shitting on the industry. Self-made, not a title, cause it's my identity. And wear it on my skin like it's a part of my ethnicity. Mary keep on blowing like instruments in the symphony. They keep a player buzzing like Twitter when you mention me. Being 100's a everyday living tendency. And ain't faced by hating, it makes me increase my intensity.
What's good? What it do? What is good on a Friday evening? How y'all feeling in the YouTube world, on the social media? You know what time it is. The one man, force the eyes and flavor of DFW Sports. Your super fan from the DFW land. You see my decor in the background, as I always got to bring it to you. You know we rep everything in the DFW. It's really football season, even though we're getting more and more where the more sports are clashing in. But y'all know what time it is to represent right here, as we kicking off some flavor on Cowboys Nation as we get ready to take on the Jets in the Meadowlands Sunday afternoon. And of course, I think a lot of people know that this is probably a trap game, you know what I'm saying, coming in there, but we're going to talk a lot about this. We're going to look into some of the numbers. Probably instead of using Pro Football Focus, we'll probably look at more of the next gen stats coming from the NFL. So looking at some matchups going on up in there, man. Before you do anything, hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that notification chime for your boy one time, and keep up to date with a fan that's plugged. I don't want to say plugged in, but a fan that's deep rooted and invested in all of his teams in the Metroplex. Like I said, it's football season right now, and you see what it's all about. I mean, look a little shady right now, but at the same time, we still got to represent. It's just all about the defense trying to get better and them playing a complete game, because special teams offense is good. But what is it really with this defense? So y'all know, kick back, y'all got a few minutes to spur, about a good 40 minutes or something like that. Go ahead and kick up a chair real quick and pull up to the sports booth in the DFW and let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I got the poll up in the chat. Matter of fact, week 5 Cowboys-Jets going at it. Who you got? Go ahead and fill it out, and we'll go ahead and see what the votes are going for at the end of this. And at the same time, go ahead and join the chat. Let me know your feelings about this game coming forward, as we're gonna jump right into it. Before I do, I'm trying to think, if y'all can let me know, chat, should we go somewhere and watch if I go anywhere to watch the game, especially a road game, and it being at 12, I'm going to the Star, because I can get something to eat, watch the first half, and then watch the second half at the Star on the field. And I'm kind of thinking of leaning that way. Should I do it that way and kind of keep the content going how we do it in DFW that way? Let me know in the chat, and we'll do something like that. So, yeah, man, Cowboys-Jets. I think this is everybody can probably know and see that this is a trap game. They would call it a trap game because the it's always out. Okay, Dak played good, but he can't do it consistently. He can't do it back-to-back games. Okay, here's his chance. And you know what? I've told y'all time and time. I told y'all before the season started, this was all on Dak Prescott's shoulders. Does he get fair or unfair criticism? It is what it is. It comes with the position, especially when you're paid this amount of money. But, he really, if the Cowboys were to struggle and they were to lose, everybody's going to say, see, Dak is not elite. This is something that, is known. He's a 10-year guy and can't get it done. And everybody, the Dak critics are basically going to stand on top of saying, see, what's y'all excuses now? Even though he's going to be most likely out 4 offensive starting linemen and then your star receiver. But after watching Thursday Night Football, I'm not going to lie, for the Dak critics, I will give them this. Watching the 49ers win that game with Matt Jones. Who? Matt Jones. That's who they won with yesterday. Fair or unfair, the Rams really should have won that game, let's be real. But you look back at that game, backup quarterback, you're out your star, tight end, and mostly all your receivers, and they still went in and got it done against a good quality team on the road against the Los Angeles Rams. That says something. Now, we all believe Shanahan is a good coach. I think that is something that is true too. So Dak is really battling up against a wall right now. It's hard right now. It's real hard because if they lose, it's all the ammunition. See, we told you he wasn't the lead. He can't elevate players around him, even though the players, you're playing with a lot of backups. He can't elevate players around him. He can't. We told y'all he's not the guy. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so you'll have that part. If they do win, it was against the Jets. Come on, man. And you know what? To the Dak critics, it's fair and unfair, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? There is actually like I said, watching that Thursday night game, watching the Rams win with a lot of backups against a quality football team. Okay, against the New York Jets, I know they're an NFL football team that get paid too. I'm kind of expecting the same thing. I need you to show up. Now, I'm gonna be real with you. Yeah, Dak it's gonna be on his shoulder. There's no question before we get into the numbers. Yeah, it's gonna be on his shoulders. There's no question. No question it's gonna be on his shoulders. But this defense, bro, this is a good couple of weeks where you need to basically show up, bro. Real talk. Real talk. Man, I should have been paying attention to the next gen stats a long time ago. Long time ago. What up, sis? What up, bro? Scott and Monica in the house. Appreciate y'all tuning in one time. Hey, we're gonna roll right into it. Roll right into it. How do y'all actually feeling? How do y'all actually feel going about this? Looking at the next gen stats, what they pulling up. Basically, they got their keys to the game going right now, and it's basically Dak and Justin Fields going at it. The two quarterbacks. And now in this matchup, I'm looking at it, and it's just, okay, Dak, you're down 4 offensive linemen and a stud receiver and Kevontae Turpin. Don't forget about that. So that's a lot of missing pieces. But if Dak paid $60 million, he needs to be the one that overcome. Okay, I hear you. Against the Jets, I hear you. We felt that way, that it was supposed to happen against the Bears, but what would be more disappointing? Tell the truth. What is more disappointing? Because you say you're bringing up excuses, all the injuries, and that's part of the game. Okay, I get it. But what is more of an excuse? You missing all your weapons? Or if you lose and this defense gives up 30 points against the Jets, what will be more disappointing? Because if you give up 30 to the Jets, bro, y'all can pack this season up and get ready to start looking to the NFL draft. Why Dak can't elevate? Bro, look, if you're giving up 30 a game, it's not sustainable. And they added a game to the NFL. It's not sustainable, bro. It's not. What do you say? Dak Prescott has targeted a receiver on a league high 92.6% of his dropbacks this season. So that's showing he's connecting, and he's looking. He's reading. A big knock on Dak was maybe he can't really read coverages that good. This is no shot at my big bro. I ain't going at him, but I've seen far worse people talk bad about Dak. But the conversation has been he's nervous when he tries to stare into coverage. But as you see, he's targeting it out. But my thing about Justin Fields is the scrambling ability. And the Cowboys defense is known. Hold on. Is known right here. Cowboys defense. They are known to give up big plays. How many games every season has you looked up and said, well, they're giving up a big play? Multiple big plays. And now since Jalen Hurts couldn't complete a pass downfield, now you're looking at the situations like it's a bust a game that's happening in this secondary. And that's all it's going to take for this Jets offense just to see a bust. If the bust not there, okay, Fields, we're going to make sure that your check down is good, because our linebacker, the Cowboys linebackers, do not play good in space. They almost have a tough time tackling, but they do not play good in space. And this is a matchup that the Next Gen Stats is bringing out, that the Jets, skill players, basically Bryce Hall, that can catch out the backfield. Receivers and tight ends have combined to force a missed tackle on 14% of their combined touches. So that's the fourth lowest rate. We're in defense and space. We're just not that good, and we're not generating pressure. So you give up a bust, and Justin Fields hit it. Now he has momentum, and if you not disciplined rushing, he's gonna run it, and that's gonna hurt you, and that's gonna give him even more momentum. And for some reason, last time I think Dak was down here playing against the Jets, it went not that good. So when the crowd get into it, it goes even more. What they say, how the matchup, 13 different Cowboys has missed multiple tackles, tied for the most in the NFL along with the Chargers. As a defense, they have recorded 13.2 missed tackle rate, a mark just above the NFL average. So us tackling in space, bro, has been an issue. And like he say, if you're not generating pass rush, now Justin Fields can feel comfortable. You're going to have a bust unless you're going to play the man coverage. And maybe we're not playing man coverage because our linebackers are not good in space. Maybe they're not good in space. Maybe they're not good in space. Justin Fields has targeted a receiver 76%. So, look, Fields basically has scrambled to run on a league high. So, look, we're not generating pass rush. I wouldn't even be too much worried about, but I wouldn't even be that much worried about generating pressure like that. I would more squeeze the pocket. Somehow, some way, squeeze the pocket. But you throw James Houston out there, James Houston, all of a sudden, it looks like you get a little bit of pressure. Let Jadeveon Clowney get his feet underneath him and get into some football shape. You might be all right there. But quarterback, look, Dak, like I said, unfortunately, if we lose this game, no matter how it looks, he couldn't be Justin Fields. He couldn't, despite all the facts that we have of all the injuries. Oh, those are just excuses. You love excusing Dak. Though the fact is in the pudding, you're missing a lot of players. But at the same time, like I said, watching that Rams game, all the backups they had, Dak, fair or unfair, yeah, bro, against the Jets, yeah. I'm gonna need that. But at the same time, I'm gonna need this defense to keep Justin Fields under contain. I'm gonna need it. Do not give up no big bust in the secondary. I know we're not gonna get pressure, but hopefully let Justin Fields beat you just by checking the football down and limiting his scrambling. That's kind of how I feel about it, because we're not getting no pass rush. No, we're not getting no pass rush. That ain't happening, Cletus. Now, the matchup everybody wants to see. Old Sauce versus that goon George Pickens. Yeah. Next Gen Stats saying Sauce Gardner has lined up against a receiver at least half on the rest. Okay, so you're looking at it. What they got up in here? George Pickens has been targeted 20 times, 13 receptions, 202 yards, 3 touchdowns across 80 routes he has run when CeeDee Lamb has been off the field this season. That's 2 times more than the next closest Cowboys wide receiver through 4 games. Pickens has yet to be shadowed by an opposing cornerback lined up against him, or at least 65% of the routes. That will change today. When you add CeeDee Lamb out there, you have to pick and choose, but that will change Sunday. I believe Sauce gonna shadow that man everywhere he go. So it's gonna be up to Schottenheimer to look. Don't be basic. George Pickens, how much more is your receiver tree? You know what I'm saying? How much more do you got up in the tank? We know you a dog. You catch the 50-50 balls. You're an outside target for real. But can you do more? Can you do more? That's what we're hoping for. Can you do more? Daniel, what's good? What is good? See you all the way in the 105.3 chat all the time, man. What is good? What you got? Appreciate you tuning in the chat. 41-21. He got a 40. Oh, yeah, he got that 40 burger. I put it to you this way. If the Cowboys defense hold the Jets to 21, I'm saying that is a positive step forward. Because to me personally, they need to give up really around that amount of points. Y'all need to give up less than 24 points. Y'all going to have to pitch in, bro. Really, literally, y'all have not pitched in anything but hard time and heartache. That's really all y'all have did. That's really all y'all have did. What'd he say? Straight up growth. Man, I'm not Bubba. I'm not going to take his slogan, but they've been trash, bro. They've been trash. They've been trash. He say Sauce Gardner is overrated. But against the Cowboys, somehow, some way, you find that motivation to be the best on your best shit, on your best behavior. You know what I'm talking about? Especially when the Cowboys roll into town. And you got a star receiver out there. I expect Sauce Gardner to basically put up his best game, try to put up his best game of his career, but it's going to be up to George Pickens to say, I don't care. But it's going to be up to Schottenheimer to move him around too. And is your route tree that good? Can we move you around where you can do multiple things? And Schottenheimer, please, for whatever you do, do not line George Pickens up in the backfield and have him taking. Please don't do that. Throw that out. Throw that out. The playbook. Throw that out. Darren said, I could see Dak going for 3 tutties in this game against this Jets secondary, a secondary that's most likely going to be aggressive. Going to be aggressive and probably try to take their shots. What other stats they got? Man, they got plenty out here. Let me get the scouting report on the Jets defense. What they're saying among defensive lines, the Jets have recorded the second longest average get off time at 10.5 seconds, and that's going up against, who you got in the middle. I think Jermaine Johnson is hurt, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see what's the deal. I should have had this up. This is where I can probably use Pro Football Focus. Yeah, man. Let's look at the injury report. Give me an injury report. Oh, now my shit want to act dumb. Did it. All right. Damn, what injury reports, fam? All right, for the Jets, we're looking at. Ooh, they got a long list of people out. A long list. Shit, they got a lot of defensive players that's out. You got a few corners that's out. You got a few linebackers that's out. Oh, yeah, Dak, bro. Hey, there's no excuse. Daniel Wright. Daniel Wright. You going to need about 3 tutties. You going to need about that. That's facts. You should eat. Jermaine Johnson is questionable, which means he probably could play. But looking at their defense, man, they got about, a few corners, damn near 3 linebackers out. All right, Dak, yeah, man. You're going to have to eat, bro. You're going to have to eat. So the get off is not there. So we're basically facing our same type of defense. Basically, the Jets ain't known for getting off quickly, but they most likely will be aggressive. Knowing that they can't get off on their pass rush like that, what do? They'll blitz. I don't wonder why Eberflus won't do that. Jets, 1 or 2 teams to feature the same offensive combination. Okay, that's fine. When protecting their passer, the Jets have allowed a league high pressure rate. When protecting the passer, the Jets have allowed a league high pressure rate of 51.1% and are the only team to have allowed pressure rate 45% or higher in every game this season. They have used jumbo personnel on 8 plays with Max Mitchell acting as a swing tackle, averaging 10.6 yards per play, gaining 4 explosives. So, clowning, Houston. Just be smart coming around the edge, bro, because you break containment coming around there, man. I'm telling you, Justin Fields going to get momentum and he going to start rolling. You know what I'm saying? He's going to start rolling. Danny, what's good, man? What is good? You ready for a Cowboys victory? Ready for a Cowboys victory? Ready for a Cowboys victory? Hey, my man Danny, he hold it down. Everybody in the chat holding it down, you know what I'm saying? For sure. You know we them boys. Take a look at the chat while we still looking at some other things. Did Tyler Smith play on Sunday? Not practicing all week with an ankle injury. He was listed as questionable. You know what my take is on Tyler Smith? It sucks, but I think he's getting the Tyron Smith treatment. Not, it's almost the same name, Tyler Smith, Tyron Smith. I think he's getting the Tyron Smith treatment, where I don't think his knee injury is, I'm hoping his knee injury ain't as serious, but it's something that they just like, look, we're just going to keep you off of it, keep the strain off of you for a good minute, and long as you're good enough for the game, we'll take that. Just like they did with Tyron Smith. It would suck to be doing that this early in his career, but I think we all know Tyler Smith. Well, we can use that. We can use that. You know what I'm saying? No, we can use that. I need that. But yeah, Turpin out. Tyler Smith is questionable. I'm agreeing with you right there. To not practice all week, I'd be surprised if he played. But if he plays, that lets me know he's getting the Tyron Smith treatment in my eyes. Justin Fields is a dual threat QB, but he's not Jalen Hurts, which means he will throw that boy. You can beat Fields, but with this defense, if we don't take it into overtime, that was embarrassing. Nobody won that game against the Packers, because remember that game, no one scored second over. I mean, to be honest with you, if you're a Packer or you're a Cowboy fan, like you say, for a simple fact that both teams put up 40 points and no one won, that kind of tell you. Like I said, the biggest satisfaction I got out of the game was actually being there. And it was still like, it wasn't enough. If you're Smith, do you rest that ankle? Just like everybody does Dak, once we pay you that money, you're going to have to get up out there, boy. You're going to have to get up out there, bruh. Fair or unfair? Fair or unfair? You're going to have to get out there, bruh. But now if his ankle, it depends on his pain tolerance. And with a lot of the injuries on the defensive side for the Jets, I can understand that. I can understand if you want to go ahead and sit him out. But at the same time, bro, we only got one game that we don't won. One game. Only one game. We gotta get a second dub. That Packers game, it fell wayside. You know what I'm saying? The Eagles game beginning of the season fell wayside. Now we into this week 5, we got to have it against a team that's gonna be hungry and desperate. Tyler Guyton out, man. That sucked. Everybody be talking bad about Dak, but he's throwing all them yards into the tribute to one win, which is true. But damn, y'all act like this defense don't give up ass and elbows. 37 of 42 passes for 368 yards and a touchdown off of play action this season. So can we get the running game going? That's where play action going good. That mean the running. Javonte? Yeah. Javonte been that dude. Holding it down, holding it steady. I gotta, every time I get on here until further otherwise, because I was knocking Javonte Williams. I didn't know if he had enough in the tank. I'm going to keep apologizing to him every chance I get. For everybody who new viewing, man, hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe notification bell for you one time. If you're in the chat, man, go ahead and hit that poll vote. Who you think going to win Sunday afternoon between the Jets and Cowboys? Line it up for you one time. But Dak Prescott right now, bro, I think under the circumstances, he is playing. I mean, yes, outside of the I expected him to play better against the Bears. Now, he didn't play terrible, but he didn't play good enough to win. So I give the Dak credits that. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that game, he's really been money. He's really been lights out. He's giving you a chance to win mostly every game. Now, doing that, especially coming off another week of overtime at home, now you go on the road. This game has everything making of the Bears game. Now, your question is the coaching staff of the Jets better than the Bears? You know, you got Aaron Glenn, more of a defensive mind, and then you have Ben Johnson, who knows Eberflus, who's cooked his defense a lot of times. A lot of times. Jets defense has allowed a league high 7.2 yards after the catch. You heard me say before the Packers game, Jalen Tolbert, if you want to keep your spot on this team, these next 2 weeks are all yours. These next 2 weeks are you proving that the draft pick on you was right and them holding on to you is right. Because now with no Turpin, you see some Ryan Flanoy, this is your chance to establish yourself as I'm one of the young guys. I'm one of the young guys. But Jalen Tolbert, more than anything, these next 2 weeks are everything for you. Everything. Because if not, I've been on the record. I'm like, bro, I can do without Tolbert. I can do without him. There's nothing that he's doing good for me. And then once you get Mingo coming back off the IR, you're going to be forced to make some decisions. So Tolbert, if you want to remain a Dallas Cowboy, these are your prime opportunities right here. Because you know Sauce is going to follow GP everywhere. I'm pretty sure it's going to be multiple sets of eyes on Jake Ferguson. I'm pretty sure. If Aaron Glenn knows anything, and he's played the game, he's been around, he's going to make sure, okay, I'm going to put my best corner on their best receiver, and I'm going to take away their safety valve, which is Jake Ferguson. Flanoy and Tolbert are going to have to beat me, and I can see that. Tolbert, here you go, bro. Here you go. What we got in the chat? Carson listed as in. So you're trying to get some more corners coming back. Real talk. I can see Elijah Clark being called up from the practice squad with Malik Hooker out. To be honest, Malik Hooker's job is probably on the line here. If any one of these other safeties come in and the defense gets better, yeah, holla. I'll holla at you. Because will this game on Sunday tell you our Cowboys will go to the playoffs because of Super Bowl? Please explain it for them. I would. Hell nah, this game ain't going. Like I've already stated in the beginning. We lose this game, the Dak critic's going to get louder. He can't beat the Jets. What's y'all excuses? Y'all just going to make excuses. And then if they do beat the Jets, it's the Jets. But no. If the I'll say this, Danny, on the cool. If the Cowboys win Sunday, it's another week for the Dak critics to have to wait. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to wait to spew their disdain for Dak Prescott. If the Cowboys win. If the Cowboys win, what I will take from this is not playoffs, because I had them as a 7-win team. If healthy and all things go right, at best, I have their ceiling as a 9-win team. But with saying that, it is the NFL. Predictions be predictions. They're made to be busted. But at the same time, this game, if the Cowboys were to win, that means the defense got better, unless they give up 30 points. If the Cowboys give up 30 points, win or lose, they don't have a shot. They don't have a shot. But I will say this. Cowboys win, the confidence of the combination of Brian Schottenheimer and Dak Prescott is going to be something that I'm going to hold on to that is positive going forward. Because for the longest, it's all about, you say Dak ain't that good, Dak ain't that good. Sometimes it's the coaching too, bro. Because a lot of people say Daniel Jones is outplaying Dak Prescott, but they gloss over the fact, well, Daniel Jones, he's outplaying. They gloss over the fact that Dak has never lost to Daniel Jones. Not never. Not never. But beating, Daniel Jones didn't mean that they were going to the Super Bowl. Mike McCarthy was probably the best coach. 2016 had the best team. Mike McCarthy probably put him in the best position in the regular season. I just think Mike McCarthy's track record basically showed that in the end, in the playoffs, if the quarterback wasn't elite, then he's not going to put you in the situation to succeed. I think Brian Schottenheimer and Dak Prescott, this is their game to prove that they're building something. I can't say if it's this year. If the defense can have a great outing, hold the Jets under 20 points, we'll look at something. We'll look at something. In my personal take, I think Dak is playing the best football of his career, but man, his defense is failing him, and I don't understand why Steven and Jerry don't see that. That's the biggest point. I don't understand why a lot of other people don't do that. And, even if I didn't like Dak Prescott, just looking at ball, bro, and being in the games, looking at it, bro, you're like, dog, this defense gives you no shot. Like you said, if y'all could at least be average, y'all could possibly get to the playoffs. That's my answer to you, Dan, for sure. But Daniel, you're right, man. To the front office really see that. And what you're hoping for is, you know what? Y'all still make some moves. I don't know what moves you can make, but there are some moves you can make. They are. Immediately. Offensively, everybody's about to get ready to watch the case of Jadon Blue, which I'm kind of nervous. If you don't know the playbook, hey, I don't need you getting us crushed. Flournoy has to step up. Him and Tolbert got to. Flournoy might have more of an excuse, more of a longer leash, possibly, because he's more younger. But Tolbert, your leash is short, bro. Your number's going to be called on, and you're going to have to do something. And as you see, the Jets defense, they're giving up a lot of yak. With the size that you have, what they've been looking into your potential, big body receiver, catch that boy, shake off something. You need to make something happen for these next couple weeks. I'm telling you, offensively, especially with no Tolbert, if we can continue to run the football, even though we got 4 different offensive linemen, I think Nate Thomas is actually going to come in and do something good. I think Nate Thomas got it in him, but you're going to have to still keep the run game going, because if the run game's going good, then the play action works, which will get Jake Ferguson open, which will open everything up, and Dak seems to be real comfortable in the play action. But I just think Shotty got to keep going deep in his bag, bro. In this game, you're probably going to see a lot of 12 personnel. Or is it 12 personnel? 2 tight end set, 11 personnel? Or I think that's what Schottenheimer should go with. A lot of 2 tight end set, and that'll give you a little bit of extra blocking, especially with Schoon going in there. Span forward, you know what I'm saying? Which them two, Span forward can block. I think this is a game you can unleash him in this game. This is some things that Shotty can work on in this game. Unleash some extra weapons just in case you have some dudes going down. This game is going to see how deep Shotty is in his bag, and is Dak on the same page with him? Because if Shotty is in his bag and Dak is really believing in what the dude is cooking, bro, give me the points. But it's going to be up to this defense. Sooner or later, y'all gotta come to the party, bro. Sooner or later, defense got to come to the party, dude. Real talk. And I think it's just more because of their linebackers. Their linebackers are, their secondary is in trouble, but you're starting to get a little bit more healthier back there, I think you could say. And like I said, any of these dudes come in and do something good better than Malik Hooker, he gonna be gone. Maybe he been hurt, I don't know. Mingo's gonna be back next week for the Carolina revenge game. Good call. I like that call. Damn, BYU on them boys top as I'm watching BYU in West Virginia. Tomorrow, I'm going to be slammed in. I'm going to be slammed in tomorrow because y'all know I'm a big Florida State head. So, Florida State, Miami, yeah. We're going to watch that. But that's a good call. That's a good call right there. Man, they do got the matchups one-on-one. The finder. Let's go passing. Y'all can take a look at the numbers and like you say, man, Jets defense, if they not gonna blitz, they get ate up. They are susceptible of giving up the long pass too. I mean, we're 32nd ranked in what? Giving up long passes. We're at the bottom of the league, y'all. Bottom. At the bottom. At the bottom, long passing. We will give that up, but Jets defense, they're just as bad. So Daniel, he's saying, look, so basically what he's saying, a loss is unacceptable no matter what the circumstance is. Normally I will be the one banging home, bro. He's missing 4 offensive linemen and a receiver. I'm not even going to go that route, bro. I'm really expecting a W. I'm not going to lie. And if I don't get a W, it better not be because we put up less than 24 points type shit. Only 20 points or something like that. Nah, you better put up 30. Because if you don't put up 30, bro, and we lost, that continues to say what the problem is of the team. But anything less than 24, I'm not having, bro. I'm really not having. So I'm kind of right there with the Dak critics for that standpoint. But the defense got to show up, bro. They do. As the Jets passing defense is not that good. So like I said, Tolbert, Flournoy, Ferg, which I think they'll take Ferg out. So if I'm Schottenheimer, why don't you throw in Hunter Lupick in there? You know what I'm saying? It ain't even got to be in the passing, just giving the Jets some extra stuff to look at. I mean, the Jets defense, bruh, Cowboys got a lot of strong advantages, especially when it comes to play action, overall pass efficiency, and basically getting protection. So if y'all don't blitz, you're going to get time. But are you going to get that time with 4 new offensive linemen in the flux? That's what you're hoping. Jets offensively against no blitz, they're pretty good, though. And Eberflus, he don't blitz. He do not blitz. So if we're going to give Justin Fields time, that's going to be a problem. Jadeveon Clowney, give me more James Houston and Jadeveon Clowney. Come on, bro, get into some football shape. I need you to hurry up with it. I really do. The strength, short passing is one of the Jets' strength, and that is another thing that is not one of our strength, as we're one of the worst in short passing defenses, as you see how the numbers stack up. These are NFL next gen stats, matter of fact. So I kind of went away from the whole Pro Football Focus because their numbers do be a little bit confusing. I'm like, what's good with Pro Football Focus be actually the draft. I'm looking at like all the players that they're grading for the draft and kind of like getting different looks at them. So this year in the offseason, we'll probably be more tuned into the draft that way. But NFL Next Gen Stats really be hitting on point. But you looking at passing versus the pressure. Now, we're not really getting pressure. So this is going to be a game. Again, y'all, we want Eberflus to blitz. This will not be the game. Because I think Justin Fields with one read, being able to see that his man like that, I don't think that's going to be the recipe. We're going to have to check that out. We're going to have to check that over. You know what I'm saying? Quick passing. something that they do good in, and it's something that, I mean, you just look at all of our defensive category numbers, bro. Everything is like, we're damn near just like the Jets. Shit. We damn near like the Jets. But looking at these numbers, and you still got the matchups, man. What they got the player projections. They got Dak Prescott throwing for 250. What's the passing touchdowns? About 2 touchdowns. So Daniel, you wanted 3. They're only giving them about 2, man. They got Javonte Williams at grading him out at 58 yards. What is the toast? They don't have that. George Pickens about 70 yards. Tolbert 38. Jake Ferg, like you say, if I'm Aaron Glenn, I know they're gonna take him away. We know it. Jake Ferguson has been eating though, but he's been getting targeted a lot. What we got in the chat? Said, I'm getting tired of zone coverage. We're going to play a lot more of it this week. Because this is a scrambling quarterback. So this ain't the week you want to play man, because against a scrambling quarterback and you playing man, especially with your linebackers not being as good, yeah, we might be in some trouble right there. Why does Flus continue to play this zone every single down? And I agree with you. Not every single down you need to be playing zone. Really what their big problem has been is getting off the field on third downs, bro. Because I'm not going to lie. Against the Packers, once they put James Houston in, once they put Shamar James in with the mixture of Mears Leofow, once they had that combination going, their defense got a little bit more pressure. I'm not going to say they got world of pressure, but they got a little bit more pressure, and then you bringing in Clowney. They got a little bit more decent in there, and that's something positive that you can take. And you're just hoping in this game, like I said, I don't think you'll see them playing man, because everybody run off with their back turned to the quarterback. Justin Fields, with the pass rush that we're not getting, Justin Fields is going to eat on the ground. He's going to eat on the ground for real. I do not want to lose to another winless team. If we lose to the Jets, we need to sell everything. Everything must go. And if you win, we can be buyers. So you believe this game can spring them forward? Like I said, what if they win, but they give up 30 points to the Jets? What if they do that? I already have several tickets for Cowboys to go after if we win on a game. I'm already letting everybody know I will be in the building Monday night against the Cardinals. I'm still debating if we're going to go against Washington. Really, the tickets are cheap in the 400 section, which I'm just trying to bring the content and do all that. So I'm kind of looking at it like, okay, it's just working the zoom in angle is really what kind of, is something that he got to work with. Because if y'all have heard my videos, I'm really into the game at the same time while trying to record. So the more zoomed in I am, I got to like really be focused. And that's hard for me. Like when the play goes, I'll be focused, but don't let it be no good big play, because I'm going to be in that boy lit. The edge rush room needs to be improved. And even with Clowney, we aren't getting to the QB. And you already see kind of in the numbers right there. If we're not getting basically, we're not blitzing, we're playing zone, and we're still bad at that. That's why I don't understand why Flus ain't trying to change it up, because you're playing something that you're comfortable at, and it's like the worst in the league. Why don't you switch it up, bro? Hoodlum, what's good? Appreciate you tuning in the chat one time. Appreciate it. What's good, y'all? Shoot him at him. If I was Jerry and Steven, I would call Cincy about Trey Henderson. What would you give up? We already know you'll give up Mozzie Smith. You'll probably give up Jalen Tolbert. You'll probably give up one of those first-round draft picks. Is that not enough? I feel you on that. Trey sitting on the Cowboys team makes this pass rush room better than it is right now. Facts. Anything can really anybody worth their salt, because I don't know what's up with I don't know what happened to Dante Fowler, bro, but it just ain't it, man. It ain't it with him. I want to be honest too. I have really been impressed with the running back room so far. Javonte Williams is having a bounce back year since he got cut from Denver. And every time I get on here talking about the Cowboys, I'm gonna apologize to Javonte Williams. I was not familiar with your game. He's really giving this offense a little bit more attitude, because with him toting the rock like that, you just soften defenses up like that and let Dak and this company go to work. But this game, I'm telling you, Shotty and Dak, Shotty got to be in his bag, and Dak got to be basically locked in with what Shotty called. It's a revenge game from Shotty going back to the Meadowlands. Once they put Thomas back in the back end, it got better. I think he should start the rest of the season. Hooker ain't it. And basically what I just said earlier, I'm like, bro, if any one of these safeties come in and we're not getting beat over the top, we're not getting busted plays no more, I'm getting rid of Hooker. Wilson, I like Wilson because you can play him in the box like that. That's really his game. I remember like 4 years ago, we lost to the 0-4 Jets. So this is a redeem yourself type of game for Dak Prescott. He has that on his record. That's why a lot of people don't believe in him. If we went on Sunday and gave up 30 points, then it's not enough. And this might be the case. As we just saw, bro, they put up 40 points and had to win in all minutes of overtime. They put up 40 points and took all of overtime and lost. Yeesh. Same philosophy. He said, I honestly think these next 3 games for the Cowboys have to be wins. I'm right there with you. Big salute to you tuning in the channel, man, for sure, man. Like I said, this just me being a fan, loving my sports teams, where I'm from and stuff like that. And I like to, hit the games up as well. So, check the videos out. I got the Packers game up on there. So big shout out, man. Appreciate you for, kicking flavor, man, letting them know. He said, I got a question. Would you trade for Fred Warner? Now, what you just asked right there, I think with the Niners being in the position that they're in right now, you're going to have to give up a lot. How much are you willing to give up? To say would I trade for him? Yes. But there is a limit what I'm willing to give up for him, because I think the Niners, that's a key piece right there. And at the same time, they're still finding ways to win. They're still in it. They're going to charge you. They're going to tax you. I think they'll tax you. I would give up a second and Sam Williams for Trey Hendrickson. I mean, with the Bengals not being anywhere, they might be more of a better trade partner. But you know what? Hoodlum and Daniel, y'all, I feel y'all, but you know what, Hoodlum? I'm right there with you, man. I think they miss DeMarvion Overshown so bad. They miss him, bro. They really need to up their ante up in the linebacker position, because the safeties are getting beat, true, but I think the linebackers is just not fitting with what Flus is trying to do. Real talk. Boy, Javonte run hard. Not hard. He run hard. That man run. And like I said, I apologize to him because I didn't think he was worthy to be having a starting position. Because I was like, bro, he ain't show nothing in no preseason, no nothing. What makes y'all so confident? Oh, I see now. So I want to apologize. I want to apologize for sure. Think this team is going to be like the Bengals this year. Offense can score, but defense stinks. I will say this for the defense, these next 2 weeks is everything. And what sucks is, you gave up a lot of scrambling. You gave up a lot of scramble yards. And what's crazy is normally man coverage, That's where the quarterback scramble can hurt you. You played a lot of zone against Jalen Hurts, and he still hit you for scrambling because you couldn't rush the passer discipline or smart enough. Here come nothing but scrambling quarterbacks now. Justin Fields, Bryce Young, Jaden Daniels. The list is about to go on. So Eberflus, there is no time for breaker. There's no time for breaker. None. I don't think that the Cowboys will get Fred Warner. I think that's too much of an asking price, but think you get a linebacker. I'm in there. He said you got a target. How about Demario Davis for a 6? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I would do that. I'd do that in a jiffy. A good linebacker can help the pass rush too. Especially if they can tackle in space. Because that's really what's killing a lot of the Cowboys, especially on third down. Third down conversions, we get in these zones and we can't get no pass rush. So you just have to find a hole in the zone. And even if we're zoning up everything and we're keeping everything in front of us, the check down is killing us. And that's something that, just because we're not athletic enough to play in space at the linebacker position, I would say. I also heard that the Cowboys are linked to Bradley Chubb from the Dolphins. I heard the same thing too. So trying to get pass rush is premium. It's all about the pricing. Now, me and my brother had the conversation. My brother brought up, he said he believed they'll try to get a defensive end, but what if they pulled off and did a deal with the Browns instead of the Bengals? And you know who I'm talking about, Myles Garrett. Miami might be in a fire sale. So I'm right there with you. Like the way the Dolphins season is going, yeah, you could get you a Chubb over there. I think you could do that for sure. Bradley Chubb for a conditional 5th round pick could give good value. Facts. And that's a Jones move. That's a Cap Boy move. We call him Cap Boy. That's a Cap Boy move, which I can see they'll do. I'm not gonna lie. I'll go get Max Crosby and give up a second. So basically y'all saying y'all would take the pass rusher over a linebacker any day because you got to have it. But that sucks because you had Michael Parsons, but I think we all know Michael Parsons, he's great, but toward the end of the season, he does fade off. But at the same time, you do need pass rusher. Y'all fooling yourselves when y'all believed in Sam Williams coming off a knee injury was going to be the one to basically take the slack and bringing back Dante Fowler. Y'all over-evaluated that. Y'all vastly over-evaluated that. Lil CJ, what's good? Hey, the Mavs getting ready to kick off, bro. My boy TGK hit me up on X and told me, he got his, he's bringing back some of his Maverick stuff. So he's bringing back that Mavs Madness, and he want me to go ahead and join with him next Saturday. So tune in. We'll get some talk about the Mavericks coming in. Even though I got the antenna, I'm gonna go ahead and get that Mavs TV so we can get some things in there. Max Crosby, that would be bruh. But we got to have something on the edge. We do, and I think with the cap space that they still got right now and the draft capital resources, they can pull off something. Who is a good linebacker out there though for a trade other than that? That might be their best move. That might be their best move. You trying to look at somewhere else. Somewhere else. Seattle wouldn't be coming off their guys. I'm trying to think. I'd have to go look at it. You know what? That's probably what I'll do next week. I'll probably do that next week for sure. Go ahead and look at that. Now, if I could get Fred Warner, I'm getting Fred Warner before anybody. So, like you say, if you could upgrade the line, if you can upgrade either or, I think it'll be good because your linebacker core is suffering, but if you could at least rush the passer, that helps your back end out for sure. But if you get some decent linebackers, I think that you're in the middle. That helps everything out. Who them say go Mavs? So You already know. Stay tuned to the channel. Basketball season roll around. We jumping right into the Mavs as well, man. We jumping right into the Mavs as well. So it's all good. Like I said, y'all see the decor in the background one time. Y'all see how it is. Hey, we rep everything in the DFW, baby. Everything. The Stars kick off next Tuesday. Yeah, I don't watch hockey. I watch the Stars. So let's get that clear. But we all in there. I'm not touching my first round picks, not for nothing. Because what you're banking on, you're hoping that, okay, what the Cowboys did to the Packers, you're hoping that maybe the Packers, maybe they got something to look at. Maybe this might not be that good of a season. Can you capitalize off their draft pick? So, I want to talk about Anthony Davis, but I'm going to do that in a short. Talk about, it's damning that he came in overweight like that, for sure. What about Greg Newsome from the Browns? Like I said, you got to think about somebody at the fire side. Greg Newsome, the problem with getting another corner, Jerry and them like their guys. They're like their guys. They're high on Revel. I don't think he'll play this year, but they're high on him. Carson, he's a guy that has to prove it. They liked him when they drafted him, but they would like for him to prove it. Getting a cornerback, I would rather get a safety before I get a cornerback. I'm kind of looking at, I would, because I believe you could draft this year and get you a good corner. You know what I'm saying? Me personally. People are sleeping on we might get a two top 15 picks. I just don't think Green Bay is not that good in it. And let's say they've been exposed. And now you get to, I'm not giving up none of these first round draft picks. None of them. But everything else, we can talk, though. We can talk. Jerry said he would turn those 2 first for a pro. So if you get Max Crosby, you get Fred Warner, you get Myles Garrett. Hell, even if you, now I'm not giving up no first round. I'm not giving up no first round pick for Bradley Chubb. But like Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, Fred Warner, I wouldn't give up a first for. But for like Max Crosby and Myles Garrett, hell yeah. Shade. Got high hopes on Revel. So that's where I kind of don't see them going at corner that way. Now, the question is, I think we all know Diggs is out the door. So do you make that move? Me looking at the first 3, unless you give up a second round to get you another defensive end, me personally, that would determine what you're going to do in the draft. Because if you don't trade for a defensive end, then your first pick needs to be a defensive end, a pass rusher. Your second pick needs to be a linebacker. And if you could kill those if you can knock those out in the first if you can knock that out in the first go round and first round, that'll work. Think Fitzpatrick could be a trade option. Does he move the needle? Yes, he does. That's the problem with this defense. You're probably going to need help on every level. You're needing help on every level, but a good pass rusher will make your secondary a little bit much more better. Carson, new name, baby seat, not seatbelt. He got to earn that nickname back. Talk about it. You ain't you car seat. He ain't seatbelt. He baby car seat. He in the training stage. I would give up a first for Myles Garrett. Not now, but right now. like I said, the only way I'm giving up these first round picks if it's Max Crosby or Myles Garrett. Chubb, though, I'll see to a second round pick or lower than that. You know what I'm saying? But nah. Fred Warner, I can't give up a first. But Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, I'd do it. I think next year our picks will be on defense, which they should be. They got to hit every level of the defense, and that'll be my first 3 picks. So do you go out and try to get a safety on the back end, and then you get a pass rusher, get a linebacker, and early in your second round, you get a corner? or do you get a safety? Go spend on the corner. I think you're better off drafting a corner and trying to trade and get you a safety. It's my opinion. That's my opinion. Would you trade Minka would you trade for Minka? He tried to, but they were so cheap. They were so cheap. They were cheap, man. And they didn't really get it done. And I'm kind of sad about it. What else we got as we're marching into the hours? What else we got? Daniel says, what is your prediction for Sunday? I do got in the chat. If y'all haven't hit the poll already, who y'all got basically winning this game as we getting ready to, kind of tone down the conversation. As my man Daniel just slid up in here. What's your score prediction? I'm not gonna lie, this is a type of game that the Jets are gonna fight these boys tooth and nail. Bad teams play good against the Cowboys because it's the Cowboys brand. They know all eyes is gonna be talked about them, especially if they win. They can go out on the town and celebrate. I'm looking for this to actually be a dogfight, but give me the Cowboys in this game, and I'm hoping the defense can just hold them under 24 points. Give me the Cowboys 30, the Jets 23. Cowboys 30, Jets 23. That's actually high. I actually want to say Cowboys like 26, 20 maybe. Just because you're missing a lot of your offensive weapons. But I'm going to go 30 just because I'm like, you know what? If Dak can give me 3 touchdowns, Brandon Aubrey gives me 4 field goals. As long as y'all can move the football at will, because I know we have a lot of injuries, but this Jets defense is just about as bad as yours. So give me Cowboys 30, Jets 23. But it will be one of those tough-ass games. What up, Daniel? Appreciate you tuning in one time. Appreciate you, man. Going up in here. If that safety out of Ohio State, Caleb Downs is there when we pick, I think you would take him, and I am totally good with that. Like I said, this is where I'm not coming off my first 2 picks. Hoodlum got Cowboys 27-16, so it's a 2-possession game, but it's still close enough. I feel you on that. I feel you. As my dad always said, bad teams will play desperate, and they damn sure play good against the Cowboys. Good against the Cowboys. Anytime your team QB is playing, all they have to do is play the Cowboys. So if your quarterback and your offense is struggling, when the Cowboys defense is rolling out there, you know what time it is. It's sad. Quentin Williams he's a damn good player. He's a damn good player. So this is going to be up to Bass. It's going to be up to Hoffman. I think Tyler Smith, for some reason, is going to play. I think Tyler Smith is getting the Tyron Smith treatment. Do you think I don't think he need another defense tackle. He already got Osa, but, he like Quentin Williams for sure. You right. But I think we're all hoping that this front office does use their resources that they got. I think they got some players they can offload as well as picks where you can get you another defensive end. Somebody's unhappy, and I think Chubb would make more sense just how the Jones operate. Now, if the Jones were to make a big splash and get a big defense end like that, to me, I don't see them really wanting to do that because then they could have just signed Mike. But Chubb, that's more around their speed. The run defense has improved, I will be honest. I mean, if you're anybody that's playing against the Cowboys, why even run it? But truth be told, if the linebackers could just be a little bit much more better, the run defense will be top 8 in the league, bro. I could honestly say that. But the linebackers just, Sanborn, it just seems like they just play too slow. They react too slow. They react way too slow. Would you be mad if the Cowboys took a running back in the first round? Yes, I would. I would be mad. Because, hell, if Jadon Blue ain't ready to play, then give me Malik Davis then. Malik Davis run hard. All you need someone is to be a home run hitter that can complement Javonte Williams right now. Real talk. Trey Hendricks is on the watch list too. Chubb, Hendricks, that I'm fine with. I just think Chubb will be a little bit better because it'll be cheaper. That's more what the Joneses like to do. Question is Chubb better than what we have now? That's the question. Off the top of my head, is he better than Sam Williams? Yes. Is he right now, as of right now? Is he better than Sam Williams? Yes. Is he better than Marshawn Nealon? Yes. Is he better than Dante Fowler? Yes. Is he better than Jadeveon Clowney? This is just saying off the muscle right now. Yes. Jadeveon Clowney still ain't in football shape yet, and I like to see it. Chubb and Demario Davis will make the Cowboys defense go from bad to average, and you add that with an elite offense, you can make the playoffs and make some noise. And like I said, it's on Dak's shoulders, but with all the injuries, this gives Brian Schottenheimer, people are still trying to figure out what Schottenheimer likes to do because this is his first year being head coach, offensive play caller. Wearing both hats. Now, they've been trying to figure out your tendencies, but now with no CeeDee Lamb and now you got different offensive linemen, they almost don't know what you're going to come out with. So this is another chance for Shotty to be real creative and try to hit Aaron Glenn with some things that they might not be ready for. It might not be ready for. So it is what it is. It is what it is at this moment of time right now. He better. Does Lamb play next week? And probably all of y'all been paying attention. Y'all seen he's at the boot. He's doing a little bit more and more in the rehab process, which is good. Depending on how the offense looks this game will tell me everything. But CeeDee Lamb probably it all depends on his attitude and his demeanor, his pain tolerance. I would like for him to get out there so he can get a little bit of rhythm as the offense is going and they get into this divisional game against Washington. So that's what I'm hoping for. Playing against Carolina. Carolina do got a decent defense too. Go get Kendricks. He's on the couch. He costs too much money. And the Joneses got money, but it has to make sense to him. But I mean, Kendricks played last year and he was solid enough for you. I'm telling you, as of right now, he's gonna be damn near better than what you got. Basically same thing we asked with Chubb. If Jadon Blue not good, which I doubt, would you be open to getting Tony Pollard? Like I said, I would rather run with Malik Davis. I think they can do something with Malik Davis until for the notice. I wouldn't be mad to put Malik Davis back there. Malik Davis, I think, showed this preseason, man, you give him the opportunity, he will tote it. And he's cheap enough. And he's got something to prove. So I would take Malik Davis over anybody right now. If Jadon Blue don't get it done, I expect to see Malik Davis get up in here and do some things. Hell, see him on special teams. GP is a good receiver too. And he has all the potential for this span while CD is out to show he can be a receiver one. Babe in the chat. He doesn't need to play. He needs more rest. They pay him a lot. They don't want to risk it. Which is facts. I don't think he'll play. It really depends how it goes about, because I think Carolina has a better defense than the Jets. That's going to be something that's going to go right there. But if this offense put up 30 plus and Shotty and Dak is still on the same page, Tolbert goes off, Flournoy goes off, I think you can see him getting rest. But if CeeDee Lamb, if he's wanting to be the elite receiver that he wants to be, his attitude and demeanor will tell me everything. He's going to want to get out there. Now it's up to the franchise to make sure they protect him. Yeah, we'll see. Shit, right about now, I'll give Sean. And since Sean Lee, they have been weak at linebacker, bro. They have really been weak at linebacker. And that has been the constant thing since he's left. Now, you had Vander Esch. Vander Esch was tight, but he couldn't stay healthy. That game had last week against Green Bay was impressive. The over-the-shoulder catch. Oh, yeah, that was sick. And you can kind of tell right now Dak is still trying to get familiar with, GP, what type of receiver is he? And I think George Pickens is like, damn, I'm actually getting targeted. I need to kind of get used to this my damn self. It's still a fill-out process, which gives me a lot of confidence going forward. And it's just, Shotty, can you stay in your bag? And Dak, can you stay locked in? You would have kept Tank, DeMarcus Lawrence? You would have kept him over Michael Parsons? Is what I said. Yeah, we know you biased. We know you're an Oklahoma head, so we know you biased. Just make sure when he come back, I don't want to see no more drops from your boy. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see no more drops from him. Toward the end of the season, I want to see this team fully healthy. And that's saying you get DeMarvion Overshown, you getting your corners in there. Because I think Overshown, bro, they say supposedly he's on track. It's looking good for him going forward, seeing him around Thanksgiving, which it don't depend. It just all depends where we at around that time. Flanoy Nice, I ain't know that man had some game. These are the next 2 weeks to select because Mingo's coming back. Which means somebody getting bumped. So Schottenheimer has to figure out, can Flanoy play for us? Can he do some things for us? Is Tolbert, is he something to be? And you got to understand, with Turpin being out, somebody got to play special teams too. Somebody got to return the rock. So Malik Davis, I like Malik Davis here. Malik Davis can, and this is where I said I would keep Malik Davis because he can run the football. He can play special teams too. But a receiver is going to have to play special teams too. So this is something that Shotty has to figure out. Somebody's going to have to be showing that they can do something decent but I mean, I know they brought Cropper up, which that could be a move they go with, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I ain't being disrespectful. I'm just saying, make sure your boy come, like the little giant. He put that stickum on his shit. He said, I'll give LVV neck ligaments, whatever to make him come back, bro, because good Lord, linebacker core is disgusting. A lot of people may not agree with me, but I think Hoffman should be one of your starting linemen. He really does. And now my scary thing with him is sometimes he can kind of play over the whistle. But you like that in a guy. And I think that gives confidence for the dudes that's sitting next to him. If you got to replace Tyler Smith coming in, but you see what it does for TJ Bass as well. B Fatty, what's good? Appreciate you tuning in one time. Appreciate it. Getting in some Cowboy talk. Like I said, the poll is up in there. What y'all think, Cowboys Nation? I'm pretty sure I should see a resounding, you know what I'm saying? But we'll check it out. Since Sanborn is slow as hell, we might as well put Bell back at linebacker, basically like what Dan Quinn did. And you know what? With Kenny Clark being in the middle, Solomon Thomas, you're getting better run support from the defensive tackles. You might be able to keep them clean that way. You know what? Why not? We've seen this episode before, but Osa, Mazi, they weren't keeping your boy clean. But I think the combination of Osa, Kenny Clark can keep Bell clean. Then you can cover in space. I like that idea. Because we actually do better against the run. since you got some dudes in the middle. That's not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea. I like your thinking. For sure. What else? What else they got in here that's matchups? All these was written yesterday. Justin Fields is a check down guy. They say Dak be checking down. He's a check down guy. Bryce Hall is somebody we got to watch out for, though. Justin Fields has a QB, a passer rating of 114. Are we reading this right? He has a passer rating of 114 in games with at least 20 passing attempts in 2025. That is the second best in the NFL, only behind Lamar Jackson with a 127 in passing rating games such as. So, Lord forbid we not getting no pressure. We're going to have to do it with 4 because you blitz him. I think he's going to eat your ass up. Justin Fields has recorded what? He has recorded an average time to throw of 3:17 seconds against the blitz this season in 17 attempts. That's the longest in the NFL. So if we're not getting pressure and we're not blitzing, he's still going. He can read back there. He'll throw it. So it's just about the defense, keeping everything in front of him. Make sure you look, be assignment sound, and make sure you tackle in space. That's what it's going to boil down to. Basically, this week, my thing for the boy, BYU hurting them, boy. My thing for the Cowboys defense, just give up. Don't give up no more than 3 touchdowns. If y'all can do that, we'll win. Don't give up no more than 3 touchdowns, we'll win. That is my challenge for the defense. Because to be honest, if you think this team is, if you are wanting and rooting this for this team to have any chance going forward, it's going to be up to this defense. It's all on Dak Prescott's shoulders. Yes, I get it. But sooner or later, especially with that back end of that damn schedule that we know starting Thanksgiving week, you're going to have to play some damn defense, bro. You're going to have to. They even got the latest matchup film room. Oh, Lord. Man, yeah, so we're, I'm going to be heavy up on the next gen, you know what I'm saying? Getting some things in there for sure. I think they're showing the whole game, though. But this is some things I can bring in and figure out what's going on. I'm just more surfing through all this, but looking at the injury report, we talked about that. Had a little bit. Like you said, Tyler Smith being questionable, even though he hasn't practiced all week. They're calling it a knee more than an ankle. So I think they said that he got tendonitis in his knee, and they know that. And I think they're just willing to give him rest. Like I said, he's about to get the Tyrod Smith treatment. I think that's what it is. But he come out to play, that'll be big. Carson limited. Jonathan Mingo limited. Kenneth Murray was limited. Kevontae Turpin out. CD Lamb out. And 2 offensive linemen out. That's a lot. At least Tyler Guyton's is concussion, though. Jermaine Johnson questionable, which I think he'll play. They didn't show his status for Wednesday or Friday, I guess, because, I ain't worried about their team. But they got a lot of guys that's still out. This need to be refreshed. That's it. It need to be refreshed. Here we go. Ooh. We get some more numbers up in here. I know this guy. Jarvis Brownlee Jr. All right, looking at the passing, looking at the quarterback's numbers. Dak Prescott, man, y'all know what he's doing. And we're hoping it continues. But Justin Fields, for only 60 attempts for what you're asking him to do, he's not throwing for much yards, but it's a carousel that's going on right there. But Dak Prescott, bro, he's playing lights out, bro. 72 completion percentage rate, bro. He's on the money. Javonte Williams, he's really the guy that's getting it done. Bryce Hall, Brees Hall, we know what we got to face with him. We know what we need to face with him, bro. He can catch out the backfield, which makes it nervous for me. Miles Sanders, like I said, I don't even think he's going to play. I would put in Malik Davis right now. Jadon Blue ain't good enough right now. Garrett Wilson. And you know we play a lot of zone. If Justin Fields get time, that's who he's looking for. And I'm mad that we don't play zones that like take certain players away. Like, damn, bro. Can you at least be like, okay, look, this guy will play a zone basically around him, and then we'll try to do some other thing outside of that. But y'all would let anybody just hud y'all out, bro. Come on now. George Pickens starting to eat. 33 targets, 21 receptions, 300 yards, 4 tutties. He's starting to eat. Now, both defenses trash. You got Davion Clowney coming up in here. Man, come on. But Kenny Clark, 9 quarterback pressures. I believe he leads your team in pressures. Now, Dante Fowler, they said he's getting it, bro. They said he's getting the pressures. This is one against Philly. You know, we can look at one. That ain't okay. He did get the pressure there. Now the pressure that he got, it took a minute for it to get there. That shit took a minute to get there. Let's take a look at Green Bay. Let's take a look at Green Bay. Give me the end zone view. Let's see what happened against Green Bay. Let's see what they talking about, him getting all these pressure rates. Yeah, he did on that one. So the numbers is reading decent. The numbers is reading decent. So he's starting to get a little bit better. I guess we can take that. And you put that with James Houston and Jadeveon Clowney, I think we can do some things. You know what I'm saying? I really think we can do some things. But he's starting to do some, hey. He's starting to get it. That's like the old Dante Fowler, what we used to see. But you're going to need it. And that was something in the game that they were starting to get better with, too. For real. Daniel was good. He said he had to get his grub on. I ain't mad at you. We're going to get us a lot of grub here tomorrow, especially getting ready for some college football for sure. Brees Hall, he's a great running back, and he can catch out the backfield. And if our linebackers are not athletic enough and are not ready to play in space, it's going to be a long afternoon. Long afternoon. I heard Hall was a Cowboys trade target too if we didn't get Javonte Williams, which that would have been a good pickup because you're able to get something out the backfield as well. But I'll take Javonte Williams. At first I didn't, but I will now. That game versus Green Bay had me fired. Bro, especially being in that game, I'm telling you, when the Packers went up 13-2, they were talking a whole bunch of shit. All of a sudden, Cowboys was up 16-13. Us Cowboys fans were talking a whole bunch of shit. Then once we saw that now defense was basically coming ready to play, everybody had to hold their breath. It's stupid that we still gave up 30+. And if you're giving up 30+ every game, then you're out of there. Wheezy out of there, man. Clowney is a third down pass rusher. I don't see Clowney as every down defensive end, especially at this size right now. Because I'm like, bruh, he looked thin as hell. Those 2 points were crucial. Those 2 points, and then you combined it with James Houston forced fumble and then the fumble recovery. Those 2 plays basically gave life for the Cowboy fans to be like, okay, we're going to have us a good game. We can be in it. And it gave the college feel to it, the bowl game atmosphere to it, where it was damn near split. Clowney, former Panther, revenge game for him too. So you bring him and Mingo back. I like the way you're thinking. Daniel. For damn show. How long we been on the stream? We've been about an hour and a half. About 11 o'clock. Okay, so All my Cowboy fans, what the votes say? Of course, Cowboy Nation's up in there. We got 91% saying Cowboys riding in that boy. 9% say Jets are going to win. It's probably your trollers that's coming up in there. But hey, James Houston has to play more. I said before the Packers game, I need James Houston to be taking those Sam Williams reps. I need that because he's making way more impact. Way more impact. And off those couple clips that I'm seeing of Dante Fowler, I'm like, bro, okay, you're starting to get a little bit, you know what I'm saying? You starting to do some things a little bit. We're going to need that. We're going to need that, buddy. Let me see. What else can we go? What else can we get some film with? Let's go to receivers because I did talk about Jalen Tolbert, but he's not even, he's not on the list. Defense, of course, we got Kenny Clark. I just want to see what Kenny Clark got to, what he's rocking with. Damn, y'all gave me where the film at, fam? Where the film at? I've liked what I've seen from James Houston so far. Hey, he can keep his spot. He can keep his spot. We going to win, but Jets receivers are going to look like they're, bruh, like, if we give up 30 in this game, I'm disappointed in this team ain't going nowhere. That's basically how I'm this game right here. Although Justin Fields, look, given the circumstance, if you're going to be a bad defense, he's not going to show no pity for you. We acting like he's really just that bad. Nah, the numbers saying otherwise. He can do decent. Clowney and Houston on both sides at the pass rush will be better than Fowler and Ezraku. Now, I will say Ezraku he's gotten better the last two games. He has gotten way better the last two games. See, everything is offensively driven. But we damn sure gonna look at these numbers much, much more. I'm trying to think if I'm like I said, I'm still debating on if I'm gonna go somewhere. If I'm gonna go somewhere, if not somewhere, if I'm gonna go to the Star for the game. Yeah. I'm still debating if I'm gonna do that. So if I go to the Star, I'll probably go live at the Star. Either before the game, after the game, or something like that. Go live at the Star and do some things like that. That would be a good look the next 2 weeks. Hit up the Star. Yeah, I think that's something that we'll look forward to. That catch from Tolbert in the old time period was crazy, bro. Dak was trying to throw it away, and Tolbert came back for it and got it. I thought that won the game, too. I thought that was the game-winning catch, too, because once we got it right there and they marked it a catch, I knew for sure we was going to punch it in, but we didn't. We didn't. And I got a good view of that on my shorts, too. Also in my video for damn show. Why can't Cowboys have both? Seem like when our D good, offense bad, offense good, defense bad, we can never have both. And that's a depressing statement because I'm just now getting over baseball season with the Texas Rangers, and that's exactly what I just got through witnessing, where they had the best pitching in their franchise history. There's rarely a time that known the Texas Rangers to have better pitching than hitting. Normally it was they could hit, they couldn't pitch. That would be their problem. This season they could actually pitch, but they couldn't hit. And then they waited so long to get in their groove. There were games where they start hitting, they couldn't pitch. Oh, Lord have mercy. So I know how I feel. And with this offense and what Shotty's got going with Dak, I was floored when GP caught that ball over two defenders. And then when it came down for the Cowboys to take the lead at the end of the game, when he caught that pass in space and broke tackle, got somewhere, shit. And the Jets, looking at the next gen numbers, they give up a lot of yak, yards after contact. Coming to Dallas in January, going to Paris in February. Life is good for you, Hoodlum. Life is good for you. And that was not a sack for Michael on that. I agree. It was a tackle for no gain. That's really what it should have been. Because Dak got back to the line of scrimmage. It was really a no gain. That was a tackle for no gain. I'm right there with you. He basically didn't do nothing. No, I will say this. He got pressure, but Dak just got rid of it, bro. Dak got rid of it. Skip Schumacher is the new manager. Yep, I heard this is somebody that they were targeting, and Rangers wasted no time. CY and Fitzmaker and all them, they wasted no time to get them their targeted guy. They wasted no time to get their guy targeted, and I respect it. You do this well before the season is over so you can kind of get him acclimated with everything that's going on. And before a full off season, he can basically get a good full off season in there and get the running with. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Unfortunately, they do run the East. It is what it is, but we'll see y'all. We'll see y'all Thanksgiving week. We'll see y'all in November. Everybody be like, NFL is rigged. If that's the case, Jerry would have been paid for a championship a long time ago. Let's be real. He's a prominent reason the NFL is on the status and the pedestal that it is today. Y'all got an Eagle fan in the chat. Alert, alert. Eagle fan in the chat, but they're undefeated. Ain't nothing I can say about it. But you know what's messed up with Cowboy Nation? If the Cowboys were undefeated just like the Eagles, playing the same way, where if Dak Prescott was playing like Jalen Hurts, but they were still undefeated, people will still sit here and say Dak is not a good quarterback. Now, I'm not here to say Jalen Hurts, Jalen Hurts got a Super Bowl. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see y'all we will see y'all Thanksgiving week, November, down here at AT&T Stadium. And if you keep coming with it, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. I don't think Philly that good either. CD catch a few, any one of the drop passes. Yeah. That game a total different game. That game is a total different game. As Daniel saying, your luck is coming to an end at some point. At some point, all I know is we will see y'all down here, Jerry World, Thanksgiving week. That's all I got to say about it. In the meantime, y'all keep doing y'all thing because we got a lot of things we need to worry about. So I'm not even worried about the Eagles. So I'm not even worried about them. We got a lot of things to clean up. But I will say this. Y'all come down here Thanksgiving week. We'll see y'all. We will see y'all. We will see y'all. If we get Trey Hendrickson, I'm not going to lie. I would go insane. Bat shit. Be like, that's what we talking about. He said, if you see us, same results. Now, he lying. He cap. Him cap. You know good and damn well when you saw CD Lamb drop them passes, you was like, oh, thank God. You might have laughed a little bit too, but you were like, oh, thank God you dropping them boys. Thank God you picked this time to drop them boys. And then, look, Eagle fans are good, but we know they'll turn on their own real quick too. Soon as the Eagles lose a game and Jalen Hurts throws for 135 yards, all of a sudden he's a bum. He's a bum. Doesn't matter what you think. Bill Parcells said it best. Your record is what you, and it is what it is. Dak 2-0 against Justin Fields, by the way. Facts. I remember I was at that game against the Chicago Bears when, what was it, 2022? Yeah, I got that video vlog. Matter of fact, if y'all want to go down, search your memory lanes. What do you say? You guys saying if CD lists CD? Matter of fact, like I said, I'm gonna let him have his moment because I'm telling you, As soon as the Eagles lose and Jalen Hurts throws for 135 yards, even though he done won them a Super Bowl, he's going to turn on them. That bomb came. But since they're winning, it's a good deodorant, some cologne over it. That's all he got to hold for. But soon as they drop a L and he throws for 135 yards passing in there, he's going to turn on them. He's going to turn on them. When I saw Dak in person, bro, in the picture you see, his lower leg is, bro, he's a fit guy. Now I see why he blew his hamstring, because he was too busy going half on a baby. You know what I'm talking about? That's how Commander fans are too. I mean, I'm telling you, bro. Like you say, he's happy that they're undefeated. I mean, coming off a Super Bowl run, there's nothing I can say to an Eagles fan. All I can say is, you know, we've been stuck in one spot for over 30 years. I get it, but, you know, it's still going to take y'all a couple more, you know, flights of steps to, you know. But I can't say nothing to them now. They don't win the Super Bowl and they undefeated. So all I can say is we'll see y'all Thanksgiving week down here in AT&T Stadium. Are you on what social media are you on so I can follow you? Because I want to see it. I think you're capping. I think you're a big cap. Can I ask this? Does this tie help the Cowboys? No, it doesn't. The only thing it helps the Cowboys is they're not 1-3. And as bad as it is, I mean, the Baltimore Ravens are 1-3. Everybody has Super Bowl aspirations and probably still do, but they're 1-3. You know, things happen. Like I said, we see you Thanksgiving week down here at AT&T Stadium. Yeah. That's going to be the game you turn on your boy. Watch what I tell you. I think you'll turn on him before. Like I said, I think you'll turn on him before, but you can't stand a loss to the Cowboys. I think last time I checked, Dak against the Eagles at home is, I think that's that. The Ravens could trade King Henry. We off that boat. We was already disappointed when he was in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and we didn't even call him. I mean, damn, we couldn't figure out his social media and figure out where he was live at and just pulled up on him or something. God dang. Henry starting to play like his age. He just fumbling, bro. That's because he run too high. Normally those tall running backs, bro, you just put the football in danger. You put the football in danger. I bet Jair Alexander is already regretting. It is what it is. You thought this was so it could be worse for the Cowboys. Think about it. Other teams are going through just about this Jets team where you know they're bad, but they got it just as bad. So what you're looking for the Cowboys is look, Dak and Shotty, keep it going. Keep it going, keep building. Defense, bro. Sooner or later, y'all got to stop some damn body. And for my Eagle fan, Dave Eagles champ up in there, y'all did win the game and you're undefeated, but tell me it doesn't ruffle your feathers. Jordan Love, okay, yeah, he's good. We know he's good. But Jordan Love, Caleb Williams, and Russell Wilson threw bombs on this secondary. And Jalen Hurts couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? That don't bother you? You're going to turn on him when they come down here Thanksgiving week and they lose. And he throw for like 150 yards and they lose. Telling you. Clay Adams has been good OC for us. We're going to really see how good he is, especially handling this offensive line with so much flux into it. This will be probably a game. This will be probably a game that can get put on his resume that can probably elevate him to be a head coach. At what point does your draft session start? If they give up 30, even if they win, if the defense gives up 30 to these next 2 weeks, it's time to start the draft. Connor Riley has been good on the O-line, coach, despite him being a rookie. Facts. It's a good offensive staff that Shotty put together. He said, "These is it. Please follow me. Hit me after Thanksgiving." I'll just hit you up, period. I want to hit you up, period, bro. Let me, yeah. Because at least you came into the chat and, you didn't just badger, you represent for your squad. I take that. But I think you're going to turn on your QB when he come down here. Hopefully, we'll see everything. But yeah, bro. I'm going to give you a follow here as soon as I get off of live. I'm going to give you a follow, man. I'm going to subscribe to you. Bet. Russell Wilson looked like Dan Marino in that. I'm telling you, if you grew up in my area, what was the game called? Jackpot? Where you'd be like 100, you throw it up 200. Jackpot. That's what Russell Wilson was doing against us. Damn near every quarterback. Would you rather throw for 319 and lose or 150 and win? You're asking me as a Cowboy fan? Trust me, I want to win, but I know Dak Prescott throwing 150 yards is not going to be good enough for us to win because that defense is beyond garbage. I wish we did have the luxury where we could throw 150 yards and just run the football and do that stuff. Dak Prescott throw for 150 yards, you're losing by 3 touchdowns. That's the problem that we're having here, as over here in the Cowboy neck. Now, I take the win. Trust me, I take the win. I've seen Dak throw for a lot of yards and they lose. I've seen Tony Romo do the same thing. This is basically the back of the days where we're back into the type money Hurts getting. He shouldn't be putting up 150. All I know is, if the Cowboys were undefeated for sure and Dak was putting up these numbers, people would not be satisfied. So I know y'all not satisfied. You can't be. So if we look at Dak's overall numbers, he has amazing moments, but that's one season where he's had 15 interceptions was because his receivers couldn't help. I think that season he had at least 6 drops that came off a receiver's hands that went for interceptions too. Yeah. It was very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. He said, what's even worse than garbage? He said, what's even worse than garbage for this defense? The sewage. Them boys is sewerage. Straight up. Hot garbage juice. And there's nothing I can do with it. But Dave, the Eagles man, Eagles champ, I'm going to check into you, but, when we get ready Thanksgiving week, holla at your boy. He said, I remember Allen Hurns days. All of that. You played to win the game, which is facts. But you're talking to a Cowboys fan. I was just at a game where I thought we played to win the game. We ended up in a damn tie. See, a lot of shit goes off script being a Cowboys fan. Shoo. You know what? I think we can get pressure this week on defense. Long as we're giving James Houston more reps. Because Kenny Clark shows he's able to get pressure from the middle. He's able to get pressure right in the middle. There you go. I think Kenny Clark is the leader of the defense. I'm right there, which he's able to get pressure in the middle. He's leading your team in pressures. And if Dante Fowler is actually getting more pressure, he's just not getting there. Sooner or later, he's got to get there. If you can get Dante Fowler to get back to being the veteran that we know he can be, then we might be all right. Kenny Clark knows how to win. And that's a grown-ass man. That's a big, strong dude right there, bro. Real talk. Defense is beyond trash. I mean, we don't know what other word. I mean, we look in the Wikipedia, another word for garbage or bad. I don't know how much they can say. I just think they will, Cowboys defense will be the definition. He said 319 yards, one win, 150 yards, undefeated. I'll take the undefeated for 200, which I ain't mad at. I would too. The bro's 29 years old and has been to the playoffs. Oh, Kenny Clark? Yeah. That's a grown-ass man, bro. Like, he has made the interior. If you could get good linebacker playing some pass rush, this team might be all right. They might be all right, bro. Kenny Clark with the Packers, though, through the years, he's been top 10 run defenses. If we can just get some extra shit going here, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. So looking at the chat, man, I see the chat going. I see the poll going up. You got 71% on the Cowboys, 29% Jets. I think a lot of people, if you're not a Cowboy fan, or if you're a Cowboy fan waiting on the Dak roller coaster to basically drop down, that's basically where it's at. Normally, typically, this is a letdown for the Cowboys, but hopefully it don't happen. I mean, at least they finally started really winning. I will say that. So it makes the rivalry just that much more better, So I ain't, like I said, they undefeated and they won the Super Bowl last year. Ain't too much I can tell an Eagle fan right now. It really ain't too much. So I'm kind of like, all I can tell them is, I will see you Thanksgiving week, my guy. In a place where Dak Prescott really plays good against the Eagles. I will see you then. I will see you then, young grasshopper. I will see you then, young grasshopper. Jack Sanborn has been a major disappointment, and I think that's a gross understatement when you say a major disappointment. I think he's been flat out worse. I'm on IG and X under the same name. Bet. Man, what? Hey, bruh. Like I said, I go all around the board. So, once football season over with, if we ain't in the postseason, I'll be off the Cowboys. I mean, I'll be off of talking them like that. I'll be talking draft more than anything. But then we'll get into basketball season after that. But I got you. Yeah. Look for me to subscribe and follow to you. Because I'm telling you, you're going to turn on your boy as soon as you lose. Damn, so when y'all come down here to AT&T Stadium. I hope so. It's all about our defense. That's really what it is. If Sanborn would have turned his head around and caught the ball, shit, had he could have did something, just bobble it, had it would have bounced off his back and at least hit the back of his foot just for a little bit longer, that would have been a win. Jack Sanborn got the speed of Jason Witten. Say, watch out. That's how he plays. That's how he reacts. You really own it when you say that. That's really how he plays. He plays that slow. He really do. That's a good one, Hoodlum. Real talk. He said, David, are you a Longhorn fan? No, I'm not. Me, the era that I grew up in, I grew up in the era of where it was basically Miami, Florida State, Florida, Nebraska. Those, in the 90s right there. And Warwick Dunn was basically the football player that inspired me to play football. So being an undersized guy and being able to tote the rock, you know what I'm saying, like that, he gave me my inspiration to start playing Pop Warner football. So I've been a Florida State fan. Now, it just sucks because when a brother was born, SMU got the death penalty, and now they starting to come back to the action. But I mess with TCU and I mess with SMU, but I'm a big Florida State head. And I have a big game coming this Saturday against Miami. So Sanborn need more than glasses. He needs some, I ain't gonna lie, he needs some PEDs. Oh, yeah, you see the background right there. I got the Mavericks chain up in there, all of that. I got me a couple Dirk jerseys I need to hang up as well. Got some math video. We do it all for I'm a Stars fan. I'm a Rangers fan, Wings fan, FC Dallas fan. Real talk. Kenneth Murray has been, bro, it has been disappointing. What sucks is he's been limited and injured, but it's like, bro, I need you out there still. I'm cool with Mears Leofow and Shamar James being out there. Hool'em, what it do? I can't root for the Longhorns in this house. As my queen, she's an Oklahoma fan, so won't be no rooting for Texas in this house if I want to keep the peace. But I don't really rock with Texas like that. Like I said, if anything, I would rock with TCU or SMU. I've been to College Station a few times, you know what I'm saying? But I like the Aggies, but it would really be TCU, SMU for me. If I had to stay in state where I was going to be at, it's going to be one of them two. I'm going to keep it local. But Florida State, they got my heart. For damn sure. No hate on Murray, but he's got to step up. And Leofow made a dumb penalty. And I think that was more just because he's not used to playing. I think you get him more reps. I think Mears Leofow gets more reps. He doesn't have that penalty. But with him not getting the reps, you not knowing the moment, Kenneth Murray probably in his instincts as well. He's a veteran, so you're expecting more from him. Like, you've been now, it's almost I'm seeing to the point where I see you kind of bounced around. You know what I'm saying? How ironic. I'm a Virginia Tech fan from Virginia. I'm a CF. So salute to you. So you're an ACC guy. And for me, with SMU being in the ACC, that even helps me keep on the ACC even much more. So big salute to you. Big salute to you. I got to follow you. For sure. I'm also a Celtics fan. I'm going to see the Mavs soon too. So we got us another good follow right there. I'm going to check you out for damn sure. I get off this live. I'm going to hit your X up and I'm going to hit your YouTube up for damn sure. But that hit Leofow on Golden and special team. I almost thought he was going to get flagged for that. Like, anytime somebody gets hit hard in the NFL, anytime somebody gets hit hard in football, period, they seem like they have to throw a flag for it. Had Golden stayed on the ground, they would have threw a flag for it. But Maurice Leofow cleaned his clock for damn show. We going all the way, baby. Mavs Nation, hey, it's all about health. But bro, defensively, they gon' shrink the court. Can they just put up enough offense with D-Lo being in there? You get DSJ, they gonna shrink the court. Can they just score with it? Oh, here come Kid Cowboy. What's good now? Appreciate you tuning in the chat one time. So you're TCU, like you say. Me, like I said, I'm a Florida State guy, but if I had to choose my team in Texas, I like to go with both TCU and SMU. SMU is unfortunate for them because they caught the death penalty in 87. You know what I'm saying? For what the NCAA is now doing today. You get what I'm saying? So I know for a fact that SMU missed out on a lot of talent in the 90s. A lot of talent they could have had. Because going into had they not caught the death penalty, they had more momentum going. SMU had more momentum going for them than TCU did. Now, TCU, they caught fire late 90s and in 97 where they started getting some of the DFW talent. I remember Reggie Harrell, you know what I'm saying, who I believe he came out of Lamar. Of course, you got LaDainian Tomlinson, who came from Waco University. So they were able to build themselves. You got Andy Dalton coming from Katy. They started making a name for themselves, and it's just now got started for the SMU. So I like both, though. But I'm an FSU guy through and through. Straight legal hit. I agree. I found out the crew ref, Alex Moore, is a rookie doing the call, so he might let some things go. We might be able to play a little bit dirty and, do some things. You know what I'm saying? So let's see how that pans out. But what I'm looking forward to as I get ready to go ahead and shut down the stream, Schottenheimer can you continue to present, I don't want to say a bag of tricks, but can you present some to Aaron Glenn that he ain't seen? And when I say ain't seen, that it's more on film. Because now with no CD Lamb and basically you're down a couple of offensive linemen and Kevontae Turpin, I'm pretty sure what they're going to do is put sauce on George Pickens, and they're going to keep a double set of eyes on Jake Ferguson and make us have to, if we're going to throw, we're going to have to beat them with Flournoy and Tolbert. So do we have something in mind that we can, keep them off balance, and can the run game still stay there? Defense, sooner or later, y'all got to come to the party. Sooner or later, y'all got to come to the party. If y'all can at least give up less than 24 points, I'll take that, because that's 3 touchdowns and a field goal. At least you're not giving a touchdown every quarter. Can y'all at least do that? Is all I'm asking y'all. Can you stop giving up touchdowns? Go ahead and bend. Stop breaking. Is all I'm asking for. Is all I'm asking for. Man, about 2 hours on this, man. This has been a fun thing. Like I said, looking at the poll, 71 to 29%. Hey, 71 to 29% got the Cowboys winning this game. I got the Cowboys winning as well. I got the Cowboys winning 30 to 23. This is a game where 23 points given up by the defense is a step in the right direction. That's me. Giving up 23 points is a step in the right direction. And with all the injuries that's going on, if Dak is willing to continue the pace that he's going with and Shotty can keep it going, yeah. This type of game, you're going up against a bad defense. I do not want to see a repeat of what y'all did in Chicago. That I do not want to see. So, yeah, it's up to you, Dak Prescott and Schottenheimer, to basically put up points and basically put the pressure on your defense, which we don't need, but you have no choice because you're trying to play conservative, because they're giving up ass and elbows. So, Eberflus, y'all don't want to see zone, but you're going to see zone. Y'all going to see zone. So, man, that's all my time for tonight, man. Like I said, Sunday, I'm trying to think how I'm going to do this, because if I don't go anywhere, I might stream the game. But if I do go somewhere, if I do go to the Star Sunday, then we'll do a post-game talk at the Star in Frisco. You know what? Why not? Might as well do something, because you're able to watch the game outside. And if the weather permits it to be right, let's look at the weather. The weather's supposed to be good in Jersey, matter of fact, when they go to New York. Sunday supposed to be 87. We'll see. We'll see what's up. But y'all already know, man. Like I said, I got the Cowboys winning. Y'all know what it is on my time. If you haven't already, if you're new to the channel, hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe bell for your boy one time. If you're on X, formerly known as Twitter, follow me on there at Drewski Self-Made. We'll do the follow back. We love to engage and do all type of stuff. We like to keep the sports going around year round, again, in all type of sports and categories. So that's how we're going to do it. To my Cowboys Nation, let's get ready. Let's not overlook the Jets. Let's take this a game by game, little by little, stack them up, and let's see what it all ends up to at the end. Just trying to get the end results. But, I want to appreciate all y'all in the chat room who did this, made the live that much more better. I look forward to seeing y'all Sunday. Like I said, I kind of got my mind made up. I think I'm going to go to the Star, and then I look for, drop post game with y'all after the Cowboys and Jets game at the Star. So we'll kind of do it that way. So catch me wherever, man. Catch me wherever doing some things for DFW Sports, man. For everybody who's up in here, if you don't know how I end it, y'all know how I end this. It's going to be a great weekend. Tuning in for football. So just make sure you do everything with love, because love always wins. That's the law. And I will see y'all Sunday post game. But if I don't, I'll post it. I will post it and see what we got going. So I'm thinking about going ahead and hitting up Frisco. I think that'll be a good look. It'll be a good look. So let's see if we'll go ahead and hit up Frisco and do some things. But until then, man, y'all, Y'all keep it easy. And y'all know what I say all the time. I can't help it that we them bold.
Self-made independent hoe, I'm all about my businesses. I consistently continue to bring energy and known to keep it popping like I'm full of electricity. Try to hold me out, I wish you would have the audacity. Take a rap laxative, now I'm shitting on the industry. Self-made not a title, cause it's my identity. And wear it on my skin like it's a part of my ethnicity. Mary keep on blowing like instruments in a symphony. They keep a player buzzing like Twitter when you mention me. Being 100's a everyday living tendency. And ain't faced by hating, it makes me increase my intensity.